All right, were you scrambling around trying to get ready for Hurricane Irma? You know, it can be tricky if you don't have a spending plan. And that's why we have Pamela McCoy, CEO of Bonafide Credit Consultants, with us. Yes. We first met you when you were helping people deal with paying down debt. Now what we want to talk about is the importance of a spending plan. How does something like Irma remind us of why we need to get everything in order?
Well, the spending plan is the verbiage that I like to use, similar to a budget. But Irma reminds us because so many found themselves unprepared, financially speaking, for Irma.
Yeah, because things can add up. So what is a spending plan, first of all? Is it this very stringent budget thing that we have to follow in and out, or is it an overarching kind of spending philosophy for a family?
It's an overarching spending philosophy. I call it a spending plan versus a budget because a budget is constraining. Okay. A spending plan just means I know I have to spend money. I'm going to strategically spend that money.
Who should have one? I feel like you're going to say everyone.
Everyone should have a spending plan, whether your income is $15,000 a year or $150,000 a year. It really doesn't matter. Everybody needs a spending plan.
How do you get started having the conversation with your family about developing a plan? What are the things that you can do?
It's kind of like a rule of thumb. So just like you have household rules or what have you, you're going to have this spending plan. And the first thing you need to do is determine the monies that you have coming in and the monies that you have going out. And that can be done several different ways. Some people like to write it down. There's apps for everything. Some like to do Excel spreadsheets, whatever the method. And I actually have one Excel spreadsheet on my website, so they can go there as a source for a spending plan.
So if we were to do even, a conversation, if I were to say, okay, you know what, I want a spending plan because I came into the storm and I was spending, all sorts of money on supplies, and I feel like that tapped into my grocery fund, things like that. What should be some of the first things that we say? Is it just, this is what's important to me, travel or necessities or food?
Well, necessities are always at the top of the list. And so your spending plan, you're going to actually identify them. When I said the money's going out, those are your expenses. And the expenses can be variable expenses or fixed expenses. And so we'll talk a little bit about that perhaps later. But your expenses versus the incomes that you have coming in. And if you're not, you want to have monies left over. That's what we're going to talk about, the emergency fund, which is coming up next.
Because otherwise, you're going to stick around and hang out with us at 9 as well to talk about the emergency fund. One last point, though. People procrastinate. What is the danger in that?
Well, just like Irma, you're not really prepared because all of the spending plan, the emergency funds, all of those things are for the unexpected financial events that are going to happen in life. And life is going to happen to all of us at some point in some time. So the key is to be prepared. So planning.
Right. So next hour, you'll be back with us to talk about how that spending plan philosophy can apply directly to buying those canned goods, buying that generator, covering the cost of everything that can add up as simple as bottles of water.
Absolutely. And so if you don't have a spending plan, get a spending plan today. And if you need help with that, feel free to reach out.
All right, and we'll put links and information on our website. Pamela McCoy, we will check back in with you in the next hour.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, Elsie, it's over to you.